Welcome, brother.
Mm, thank you.
Mm.
Good, beautiful way to start this.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I love doing that before with everyone, just taking a moment to drop into our hearts and feel into gratitude and connect with one another, but also really connect to gratitude for self and all that we've done and created. It's insane. um, so, man, like, I feel blessed and honored to call you a brother now for many years. We have shared some of the most meaningful experiences in my life together. Um, you have shown me the way in many aspects of my life. Um, Man, especially on the dance floor. Wow, Biggs. Wow. I'm excited to share more about that for sure. Um, but you are, without a doubt, one of my favorite people in the whole world. Very grateful for you and your family and for the spaces we continue to create. I mean, man, we just spent New Year's together in Sedona, you and your family, Diego and his family, our little soul pod. Um, and obviously Tyler, who wasn't able to make it. But thank you for all that you've brought into my life. And thank you for this space, man, showing up and sharing more about you. I mean, I know so much about you and I'm excited to learn more, to be honest with you, and just excited for people to hear your story and what you've been doing because Biggs, you've been doing some really cool stuff. And so
Yeah.
yeah, thank you.
Thank you for that beautiful intro. The same is back to you, man. You're such a beautiful reflection of of pure love of how to communicate authentically, of how to just take it moment by moment. So yeah, it's been such a blessing to just be around you and just fully be myself around you, right?
Yeah.
Uh, which is really cool.
Yeah, it's the best, dude. It's the best. Um, so like before we kind of get into like your life's journey, just take me through like your world right now. Like what are you up to? What are you excited about? What's going on, man?
Yeah, so obviously I'm married with a child and just really excited about that. How we seem to be in a really cool frequency of like how we navigate having a young child. We have a young 5-year-old boy and he's got a shit ton of energy, man. It doesn't stop, as you know. And it just requires such precision moment by moment when you're around him. He demands your full presence. And if you're not giving it to him, he'll let you know? And so I'm just excited that it's taken the time necessary to get us here. It wasn't all roses, as you know,
Hmm.
but all of that was required to get us where we are. And it's not like we're at we're not going to raise the trophy like we just won the championship. We still are going to continue this road and continue to learn and face new challenges. But I just feel like we're playing on the same team. So I'm excited about that. Today I left, as you know, you went to this practice with me once. I left a practice called Movement here in Dallas. And today I did that, and it's such a beautiful practice for your listeners. It's a practice that involves a lot of animalistic style of moving on the floor, on a bar, on a pole above you, and then on the wall. And what I would say is that makes it so unique is it requires awareness of what's going on within it. It's an exploration of your internal state. Um, Different emotions will come up, different thoughts, different judgments, and it's just testing where you're at. And it's a lifelong journey for me. I'm on the path. So I'm excited about that. As I sat with you over New Year's, I shared a few intentions with you, and one of those intentions was connecting with a brotherhood here in Dallas. And it's so funny that today on the street, randomly, I see Lorenzo. You know Lorenzo,
Yeah.
and I set up a dinner with him next week. And I was with Zealand at the park yesterday, and this beautiful couple who just moved here from Atlanta, they just moved here 7 months ago. And as I'm talking to the guy, I'm like, I need to connect with this guy, you know? So I get his number and we're setting up a coffee date. And so it's just really cool. You set the intention, you let it go, you see what happens, and then things are just popping up. So I'm excited about that. And then another big one that's been, I wouldn't say weighing on me, but taking away a lot of my focus, not taking away, but demanding my attention and my focus and my energy has been my business. There's been a lot of challenges at the business and a lot of changes. And, you know, I'll just tell you, there's been I've dealt with a lot of emotions the past 3 weeks. And I'll share a couple of things that were really beautiful this week. So I brought back my receptionist. So I have for your listeners again, I have a 25, 26 person law firm in 2 states, and we operate in 4 cities. So it's a big deal, or it's a big business, right?
Mm-hmm.
So 3 things happened in the last 2 days. So Christmas Day, I told you this. Or Christmas Eve, 1 employee quit, put her 2 weeks notice, and then on January 3rd, another one put her 2 weeks notice. And these are people that I would say, have a significant role in the company. So as you know, it just came shockingly, and so you have to start making moves, you know, because there's clients that need, you know, their care and all this. Anyway, I brought back my receptionist about 2 weeks ago, and her mother. So she left my firm because her mother is here illegally, and she was the primary caregiver of the kids while my receptionist went to work, and she would take the kids to school. So she quit driving because she was worried that ICE is going to take the kids.
Wow.
So isn't that crazy, man?
Yeah.
So Paula left, and then recently I reached back out to her. Okay. So she comes back maybe 3 or 4 days ago. She calls me crying, and she's like, my baby, the baby daddy is being abusive. He's trying to take my kids away. I need a family lawyer. So as all this craziness is going on with my firm trying to replace all these employees, I put that aside, and I ended up reaching out to a couple of people that I trusted to find the right family lawyer. So I found a family lawyer. She had a hearing today. As I'm interviewing all people this morning, I have my Lake Charles team in the office, in my kitchen. We're eating king cake. The receptionist comes in crying and just bawling into my arms. And she looks at me and goes, I got my child back. So the baby daddy was trying to take the child.
Yeah.
She goes, I got my child back because of you.
Wow.
And it just,
Huh.
It was nuts, man. And it was moments like that when you ask me, what are you excited about? It's moments like, I don't need those moments, but they're really nice to know that the impact you're having on people. So that was really beautiful for me, and I started tearing up. And it was also nice for the people in Lake Charles who don't get to see the little ways I'm serving, just for them to see it. Not that I need that, but it's just nice. It's nice for the people that I'm employing to see really what I'm about, you know?
Yeah.
And so that was 1. And then 2, a former employee of mine 6 years ago, I really loved. He left because his best friend died and he needed some time off. Anyway, I've been negotiating with him the past couple of days to bring him on. And he called me and goes, look, man, I love your firm. Y'all have always run this place authentically. You've always treated me like family. Y'all have been so kind to me. And he just kept going and going and going. And I haven't talked to this guy in 6 years, you know?
Yeah.
But it was just nice to know that even 6 years ago, when I was in business. Obviously I'm a different person now.
Mm.
It was just nice to hear the reflection of, even then, you were running the firm the right way.
Yeah.
That was two. And then the third one is my director of operations out of the blue. When we were kind of in the thick of it this past week, he just sent me a really heartfelt text. I shared it with you. And the text was essentially, hey man, you've been checking on us so much. And I just want to take a moment to check in on you. I've been in many different firms, and I can honestly say that nobody runs a firm like you. Nobody cares about employees and people like you do. And I'm just so honored to be a part of this thing. And, I'll tell you what, it was really, I don't know if I needed it, but damn, I fucking loved it,
Yeah.
because it was a very emotional day. And it's just, again, it's a reflection of, it's just a reminder and a reflection of, hey, you're doing things the right way. This is, learn from the lesson, take the lesson, move on. Most of the things that are happening have nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that, yeah, I'm just excited, man. I'm excited about, navigating the business. I'm excited about my personal family life. I'm excited about the way my body's, transforming. I'm excited about meeting new dudes in town, and just, another thing I'll share with you before we started was my child today gets on monkey bars for the first time because two girls are on it, and he keeps busting his ass, and he keeps getting back on it, and then finally he makes it all the way through, and I just see his world light up, and then he gets right back on it, and he just keeps doing it and doing it, and I'm like, dude, we got to go eat dinner, but I'm just going to let you stay. And so he probably stayed an hour past dinner, and it's like,
Yeah.
just keep going, man.
Yeah. That's beautiful, man. A couple of things come up for me. It's like, obviously, like you went through some challenges with work, right, over the past few weeks, and then you received some beautiful things, right?
Yeah.
And you said a couple of times, like, I didn't need it, but you also didn't need the challenge and shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my
Right?
God.
But it's like you have to accept and allow the challenge and shit. And so also accepting and allowing the beautiful stuff, right? And you're right, we don't need it, but how nice it is, man, to get those little gifts, right? And it's even like, with this, podcast and stuff, it's like I'm doing this not for people to turn around to me and say, "Hey, man, like, thank you so much," but it's beautiful to get those moments, right? But that's not the intention. And so it's like one of those things in life where it's like I tell people all the time, it's like, bro, you're not going to hear from 99.999% of the people that you affect in a
Yeah.
beautiful way. But it's really nice when you get that 0.001 that comes up to you and says, "Thank you, man. It's so beautiful."
Oh
Right.
yeah. What's,
Um,
what's your intention with this?
I mean, dude, like for me, it's been transformative over the last like 7 to 10 years when I've been much more aware in my life to have these conversations with people, right? And I've had many with you, dude. And I've
Mhm.
had many with people that I've never met before. And I've had so many of them. And I find myself like at the end of those conversations just being like, wow, like no one needed to be here to hear it. But if people were here to hear that, I mean, what an effect that would have, dude.
Yeah.
Insane, right? And so because I can't, carry around a camera with me everywhere, and most people, would find it hard in those like moments of extreme vulnerability to maintain that space. I said, man, the next best thing is to create this space, right? And and so, pretty much most of the episodes are me and Dan, Dan,
Yep.
and we're covering subjects and he's poking and prodding me and just going really deep into certain subjects. And then I was like, man, I'd love to have a guest on like every 4 to 5 episodes for people to hear about their life and how they deal with all the things that we're talking about in the other episodes, right?
Yeah.
Because I may say it a certain way and then someone else may say it another way, and that's what clicks with someone,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
And so my intention here is to create a space, a nice safe space for everyone to enter and be able to like shine their light and enjoy that space. And if in some way it affects someone, great, dude. And if not, great, because this is enough for me. This is great, right? I love this.
Let me share something that I think will help anybody watching this. So I've been in practicing law 17 years. I've been I've had my own law firm in 9 years. Um, and each time somebody leaves the company, whether it's by me asking them to leave or them leaving, what I've learned is there's obviously a lesson in it for me and the other person if they're willing to, or maybe multiple lessons.
Mm.
But what I've found is every time I go to interview somebody else, I have a much clearer understanding of what I'm looking for.
Mm.
I know the questions to ask are going to be different. My interview style has completely changed. And I keep with that going into the interview, I almost immediately will pick out better candidates. Not that the person is better than the previous, it's just a better fit for what I'm doing. So what that's allowed me to do, I think if anybody's listening and they go through a challenging time, is like, what's the lesson? Learn the lesson, and then you're going to be better equipped in the future for whatever you're dealing with. And so in this case, it's hiring an employee. But each time somebody goes, and even this time, I ask myself, what's the lesson?
Hmm.
What's the lesson? The lesson, and I'll just share it with you, was, these were two shocking, let's call it surprising exits.
Mm-hmm.
I need to be in better tune with my employees.
Mm.
I need to make sure the managers are better in tune. So I immediately went in and said, okay, every week we're taking a group of 2, 3, even 1 employees out to lunch. And we're going to share with them. Maybe we get them a margarita, get them loose, and just get more in tune with what they're doing, what's going on in their personal life, what's their challenges, how can we improve the firm?
Yeah.
So that's been the biggest lesson, and it's helped me out in every aspect of my life because I'm not doing it just with the firm. I'm doing it with my wife. I'm doing it with my kid. I'm doing it in all aspects. What's the lesson? What's the lesson? What's the lesson?
Yeah. And like, no matter what it is, whether it's with work or other relationships, like as we continue to be our authentic self and our frequency continues to like change in different ways, some people can handle it and some people can't, man. And that's fine. It's
Yeah.
hard. It's hard sometimes to let those people go, but it's very necessary for everyone. It's good for them and it's good for us. Right.
Yes. Yeah.
Um, and another thing that comes up as you talk that I would love for you to kind of share a bit more on, because this is something that's like super inspirational for me. It's not that I have a business or anything like that, but as I observe others in their business, I don't see anyone doing this shit. And so, like, you have taken your life experience, the awareness that you have fostered, um, the the love that you have cultivated within you, and you've brought that to your workspace, and you have offered like some really cool things, man, right? Like different incentives and brought certain like speakers and stuff to your work. And some people may look at it like, oh, that has nothing to do with law. But that's not the point. The point is that it has everything to do with us as human beings on this journey through life, and anything that can lighten the load of the weight that we carry, and anything that can spark awareness within us is beautiful for everyone, and obviously will flow into work as well. But even if it doesn't flow into work, you're not doing it for that. You're doing it for the people, right? And so just share a little bit on like, so I don't know, some of the things that you've done that you felt very called to do, and stuff like that.
So, I mean, the first question or the first statement is, well, yeah, the first question, are you dedicated to empowering your employees? Okay. Yes or no? Okay. So let's say the answer is yes. Okay. Now, Ramez, let's sit here and think about ways you can empower them. And it's just fun.
Yeah.
It's just fun to like really like you're on a playground right now. And what kind of toys do you want to put on the playground? Okay. So I'll just start spitting things out. So I started thinking about my life and how I navigate my life. And so like, okay, the way I eat, how much water I drink, the way I move my body, the breathing exercises I do, the products. Like, so first of all, the first thing that really can't, let me start with the house, and then we'll go to like the smaller things, if you will. Okay. So first of all, I wanted to, when I first wanted to create an actual space, I wanted it to feel very homey. Okay. I didn't want to feel like a business. So you've walked in my business. It's a 3-story house. You feel like you're in New Orleans. I had some new people come in today and they're like, this space just feels so comfortable. It's so relaxing. It's so zen. And I'm like, yeah, that's because I want my employees to feel relaxed when they're working. So everything in the office is designed to have that comfort, you know? So then I thought about, okay, I know they get hungry during the day. Okay. How do I want to nourish them so they can continue to work and they can take care of themselves at the same time? So I offer every Monday, my receptionist orders a bunch of fruits and vegetables and nuts. And one thing, this intuitive thought came up the other day. I want to ask each employee, because I want to get their buy-in. That's really important for me. Because when you get their buy-in, they start to realize, oh, this guy actually gives a shit about me. Mm-hmm. So one of the things I did was I have them write down every fruit, their favorite fruit, okay, and their favorite nut. So we have that at the office, okay. I've been playing with the water they consume, because again, if I'm going to drink what I consider high quality water, this is sourced in Dallas and it's fucking awesome. But I want them to have the best. So I'll just tell you this. I have a hard time telling them no for anything they need, right? If it's ridiculous, I'm not going to get it for them. And I tell them all the time, you come to me and you explain the why, and it sounds logical, I'm going to get it for you. Okay. So then I even go further. Like most bosses dictate when people show up to work and when or how many cases they would have. So in my business, it's involving cases. So I sit down with each employee. I based on their skill set, I find out what amount they can handle, and obviously they have input. And so also the start time and the end time, they have input on it. There's bonuses around. I know most people that are working for me, there's a couple of people that really get appreciated by not time off and not money. There's other things they want from me. Most of the employees, they want time off and they want bonuses. Okay. Which is fair. So I've created systems, objective systems, monthly bonuses, both time off and monetary, because this is what they want, to then reward them for that. So I'm not competing against any other firm. I'm only competing against myself. Those are a few of the things. Something that was really impactful that also happened this week that I'm just now thinking of. I invited my staff to this Pilates studio that I go to. They invited me a couple months ago to go do breathing exercises. So I offered it to the staff, and maybe 6 or 7 of them came, and they had an unbelievable experience. So this week, one of the employees begged me to do another breathing exercise with him. And then that same employee and another one went and did Pilates for the first time. Because I'm there, I worked out a deal with the owner who I'm friends with to incentivize them to come. So yeah, man, it's like, I want to continue to keep asking the question, how can I raise the level of creativity? How can I raise the level of empowerment to keep just, empowering these people? Some of the people see it, they're grateful for it. Others, they don't. It's all good, right? I would love it if they all saw it. But I think what I'm finding, especially after these challenging moments, is I'm seeing more people speak up about how grateful they are for what we're doing. And I feel like, there's been a lot of change in my firm, a lot of people come and go, and I feel like the people there are they're more aware of what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And the only reason for that is now I'm asking the right questions to bring in the right people that actually value those things.
Yeah. And you're staying consistent, right? You're staying like consistent by being like authentic. And so again, now they have a choice, stay or go. Like, do you enjoy this? Is this a space that you enjoy? And some people won't, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But you'll continue to refine that, right? And
Yeah.
pretty soon you're just surrounded by people that get it, people that feel it, people that understand it, and people that want to contribute to it. Right.
Yeah.
And it's so cool. But dude, like, we have been creating spaces together for a long time of just like no rules, complete freedom, right? And it's for a lot of people, their work life is separate from their life. Like it's like they put on a mask to go to work and then they take off the mask to come home, or maybe they put on another mask when they get home, right? It's
Yeah.
just nice to observe you, someone that many people would consider to be a very successful business owner, that goes into work and is like, no rules, man. No rules, man. Like I'm bringing the energy that I would bring to every other part of my life. I'm bringing it to work. And like, let's go, dude. Like, match my energy. Let's do
Let,
this.
let me
Right.
tell you something funny, man. I didn't know this, but I hired two rappers. Their hobbies are rapping.
Sick.
In fucking insane, man. They're like,
Yeah.
they are legit. And it's like, just to hear them rap. And it's like, thank God I brought these people into my life. And I feel like the only way they're going to come here is if I'm being authentic with them.
Yeah.
Um, Another thing that I'm doing is like, okay, one of the two rappers, he's so smooth rapping. It's nuts. You got to hear this. I'll get him to call you one time.
Please. I'm pumped.
It's nuts, man. So another thing that I'm doing is, man, if he came into the interview and he is still a young lawyer, he's taking the bar in February. He interviewed in October, okay? And I fell in love with the guy, right? And I'm like, you're not leaving here, right? And so most employers would never do what I'm about to tell you. I'm like, you're not leaving here. When you take the bar, you're going to be out of money. I started asking him questions about like, how is he going to survive? And he started telling me it's going to be a tough time. So I heard that and I'm like, okay, this is what I'm going to do, man. I like you. You're not leaving here without a job. So I started game planning what he's going to do when he's going to be studying. And then I was going to front him the money for the month that he's going to be taking this exam, and then telling him, when you finish the exam, you can slowly pay me back over time. And I just met this dude, man,
Yeah.
It's like you have to trust people. You have to be authentic with them. You gotta, in the interview, I've told many people in interview, hey, this ain't the place for you. I'm not gonna send you some email that says your credentials are beautiful, but we're not gonna hire you. I'm not doing that shit with people.
Yeah.
So going back to the authenticity, going back to the trust, making people feel really safe. That's really important to me. You make people feel safe, they're not going anywhere.
Yeah. 100%. 100%. And so kind of shifting into your journey that got you where you are today. So like when you look back on your life, like what are the moments or experiences that you feel like shaped your awakening or inner transformation?
I think my childhood in general, I think my parents showered me with love.
Mm.
I think my relatives, our community, even in Lake Charles, I think the ideas of safety, of of being yourself to a certain degree. I think going back to my motherland, my parents' motherland, just the idea of what love feels like.
Mm.
That, although I didn't necessarily understand all of it growing up, I can look back and go, that was a big part in understanding what love is, right? Um, I think another big part of the journey is the yin and yang, meaning I needed to be a fool before I could become wise.
Mm.
And so I needed to understand what sadness was. I needed to understand the spectrum of emotions, right? I needed to understand how to cause harm to yourself through the use of alcohol, through the use of stress, through the use of overeating, all these things, pain.
Mm.
And so I then go to pain with my back and the way I was living. So I had I don't even want to call it a back injury. It was just pain radiating out of my back, disc herniation where I almost needed surgery. And I think that was a big year of my life because I was in such pain. I wanted to have surgery on my back, and my brother's a spine surgeon. And long story short, I decided not to do it. And this was the moment when I realized through changing my habits, through changing my mental programs, I can heal myself. Okay. And so I know I healed myself. I'm in better shape now than I was in 21. I'm more mobile. I'm more physically, from strength wise, more balanced in my body. Yeah. So that was a big moment in my life. And then there was an experience where I was having, let's call it a panic attack. And through being around some friends and guiding me through some breathing exercises, I realized that I created the anxiety by not being in control or not being aware of the thoughts that are going on in my head and allowing them to consume me. And so through a breathing exercise, I was able to get grounded. And I had this kind of like epiphany, like if you want to talk about like a moment of, oh, wow, this was a big moment, versus everything else I told you, that was more gradual. Mm-hmm. This was kind of a peak experience of, okay, a lot has just changed. I know I'm never going to be the same. There's going to now require a lot of attention on how I operate because I don't want to be that anymore. That version of me needs to go. Mm. So from that moment on, it's been, peak experience, gradual experience, and what I found is the challenges only get harder because I'm more equipped to handle them,
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah. Life is going to give you like what you need, not what you want. But as you continue to become more aware and more equipped, it's like, all right, dude, I got to up my game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like a lot of people feel challenged in life because it's like, oh, it never stops. It's like, no, motherfucker, it never stops. You know what I mean? No, it's never going to stop, man.
You're going to continue.
Correct. Exactly. You're going to continue to be challenged, man. And that's okay. That's why we're here. The polarity, the contrast is necessary, man.
Yes. Can we see the challenge as neutral?
Yeah.
Can we not put a positive or a negative on it? Okay. This just happened. Okay. What can I do differently next time? Mm-hmm. Sit with it. Just connect how we did with just now. Connect to your heart. Okay. Listen to your heart for a second. Okay. Well, that's the lesson. Don't let your little defense mechanism get in the way.
Yeah.
Oh?
Yeah. What does that mean to you now? Like living from your heart in like your everyday life? Like, what does that look like? What does that mean now?
It means going a lot slower. Mm. It means checking in with myself. Simple example. I've been plugging at work, you know, staying late or going to work, coming home, spending time with the family, going back to work, coming home. You know, I've been plugging. This morning I woke up and said, no. I'll go to work, I'll get in and out, and then I'm out, man. I'm not doing this. So understanding where the gas meter is in my tank. Knowing, you know, I've explored so much of the tools that kind of like bring me back, whatever those tools are. One of them is this thing. If you haven't tried it, man, it's called a HOCAT.
Okay.
Have you tried this thing?
I don't think so.
Oh my God. Tyler introduced it to me. It's my favorite modality. So it's a ozone sauna that spits out infrared heat and PMF inside the sauna, and they have you connected to oxygen.
Insane.
Dude, I did it today. I mean, it sends you into parasympathetic.
Oh, bro, of course.
Dude,
wow.
It's a game changer, man. So that's my, just so you know, that's my favorite modality. But exploring different modalities, like maybe a breathing exercise, maybe a meditation, maybe taking your shirt off in the sun, you know, maybe a combination of them, maybe whatever it is, you know, finding tools that can recenter you, that reground you. That's a part of it. I think a big one is being authentic. I can feel it. If it's the yucky feeling that you get in your body when you say something you don't mean, or you're frustrated about something. And so the more authentic you are, the easier it is to feel that yuckiness, because it feels foreign, right? It's, wait, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, of course.
So I'd say that, and then I think again, you're taking care of yourself physically, mentally, and just trying to maintain your energy at a certain level. Because when you feel good, you're going to speak good, and you're going to think good, and it's all, you know, it's all connected.
Yeah. It's really important to love yourself, right? And give yourself the same attention that you would give others. Like, you know, I grew up in a household where, I mean, with beautiful intentions, right? Like, love others, serve others, take care of others, but at the detriment of myself, you know. And then you start resenting like others and stuff like this, right? But when you can like love yourself, fill your cup up so much that it starts to overflow, you don't even need to think about serving others. That's all you want to do. That's all you want to do. It's natural. It's instinctive, right? And you know, throwing out these words like selfish, you know, I've completely changed that word in my vocabulary. Being selfish is awesome, dude. Like, it's nice to know when I need to be taken care of, because if I don't take care of me, how can I possibly take care of anyone else? It's impossible, man, right? And so it's really, really important. Dude, something that comes up for me with you is, dude, the amount of times I've been out in different states across America, man, different countries, dude. And people have come up to me that know you and have just like, every time they lose their shit, every time they lose their minds, they're like, oh my God, Ramez. And my favorite question to ask them is like, what is your first memory of Ramez?
Yeah.
And every single time, dude, the story that they give me is insane.
Yeah.
And so like, you know, observing you over these years, it seems like you love and it fills your cup to create a space for others that fills their cup, right? And so like, tell me more about that, man.
I love seeing people lose their shit, man.
Yeah.
I love seeing people that enter what would be considered an uncomfortable environment, let the fuck go, and just turn into monkeys, man. You know? Like it's so much fun, man.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think that goes back to my childhood. Like the friends, I grew up without social media in a country town that felt very safe around a bunch of creative, goofy people, I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah. I know 'em.
you know all of them. And we grew up in Louisiana and it's a big ass party. And, you know, I'm the youngest boy and all I wanted to do is just have fun, man.
Yeah.
And I'm 45 and nothing's changed. I want to have fun. I love seeing the joy in people's faces. One moment that comes up is at Burning Man this year when I was playing at the Man and looking in the crowd and just seeing people lose their shit.
Yeah, dude.
And it's, that's what I want to do. I want people to lose their shit. It's the greatest gift you can give me on earth is just to lose your shit with me.
Important, man. It's like, dude, too many people are taking life way too fucking seriously, bro. Way
Yeah.
too seriously and unable to like let go, unable to take off their mask, unable to I mean, when I say unable, they're able, they just don't, right? Too scared, too focused on being too serious, so on and so forth, right? And it's like, man, to create a space where those people that are stuck in that way can drop it all, dude, take off their armor, throw it to the side, and just back to when they were a little kid,
Yes.
jumping up and down with their best friend in their neighborhood, going nuts, right?
Yeah.
It's the most beautiful thing. I know it because I've experienced that with you and with many others, right?
Yeah.
And it's a very, very special space that you create and now that we create, man, in such amazing ways everywhere we go.
100%. And then you look at the friends I still have today, Diego,
Yeah.
obviously you and Tyler, and we're just big kids, man. We're just big kids. And then, everybody around us, we seem to attract big kid energy and it's beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. Some people sometimes it's too much for, but other people that allow and let go, wow, do we just have the best of times, dude?
100%.
Um,
I want to share one more thing I'm excited about.
please.
Just like this podcast, I have an intention I've been doing these wellness talks um, that involve, how to move your body, how to sleep, all these things about wellness.
Mm.
And I'm going to be setting up a infomercial. I know it's a Guinness Book of World Records, first personal injury attorney that's going to have, that's going to have an infomercial dedicated to actually telling people real things that they can do for free to improve their health.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have, rock stars on it. And, but yeah, I realize just like you have an audience and I have the ability to create an actual audience.
Yeah.
I'm going to use it, man. It's like, and I don't want anything back.
Yeah. That's the best thing.
I don't want anything back. I'm just going to share and then see what happens.
Yeah. That's the best thing. Giving is enough, right? The giving is enough, dude. And it's so beautiful, like when you get to that space where it's like, oh, the giving is enough. Like the giving is the receiving. I don't need that actual physical thing back anymore because I receive it just through giving it. It's like, dude,
Yeah.
this is great. This is
Yeah.
great. So like at the end of every episode, I have 3 questions that I ask everyone that I feel
Cool.
are just super cool questions that are serving for people to hear. And so, first question: what personal practice has been the most transformative for you?
Breathing. It's not even, it's funny. It's like I was trying to see if something else would come up.
Yeah.
It's not. There's a reason I went deep into learning, getting certified to breathe,
Yeah.
to guide people. It's something I do daily.
Intentional breathing.
Intentional breathing.
Yeah.
I do it everywhere. I do it in my car. I do it in my business. I do it before I go to bed.
Yeah.
It helps my sleep. It helps my creativity. It helps relax my nervous system. Um, I'm teaching my kid to do it.
Mm.
He understands, slowly. He's 5,
Mhm.
but I already see the impact it has on him. When he was at the park today and he busted his ass on the monkey bars, the first thing I'm telling him is, let's breathe, you know? And so it it's by far it's my easiest way to tap in to remembering who I am.
Yeah. I mean, for us, it's normal, right? At this point in our lives, it's it's not even like this thing that is like, oh, really? Like this is what I do. And for some people listening, maybe they've never even like done intentional breathing before. And for me, it's like the biggest thing that I continue to receive out of it, beyond so many other things, is just like being able to regulate my nervous system, right, and shift my state, right. And for a lot of people, that's what they're asking for. They're like, oh man, like, I get really frustrated. I don't know what to do when I get frustrated, or I get really angry. I don't know what to do, what to do when I get angry. And so, like, what would you say to people like that? What's a breathing exercise that you would give to people when they're looking to calm down their nervous system?
Yeah. So the simple, if there's a couple of things. It depends on, how much time you have.
Mhm.
Let's say you're driving and you get angry and you're really frustrated about something. There's a really good breathing exercise where you slow down the breath. So you take 2 inhales slow, and then you really slow down the exhale.
Mhm.
Okay. Or you just take a nice slow inhale and you take maybe a 6-second exhale. What you want to focus on is a deeper exhale than an inhale.
Mhm.
And you want to repeat it. If you're in a place that you can't really sit down and focus on your breath, there's 2 other breathing exercises. If you have time to just sit down for 5 minutes, it's something called box breathing. It's where you inhale for 4 seconds through your nose, hold the breath for 4 seconds, exhale 4 seconds, and then hold 4 seconds. You're just creating a box with your breath.
But you.
And so it's just nice, slow inhales, nice, slow holds, nice, slow exhales, the whole 4 seconds, and nice, slow
Mhm.
holds. That's called box breathing. The Navy SEALs do it. And then another one is rhythmic breathing, where it's 5.5 seconds inhale, and then 5.5 seconds exhale.
Mhm.
And
Insane, dude. That's
nuts.
awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you, synchronicities. Amazing.
I mean,
Yeah, that's great. Thank you.
so yeah, and little tip, here we go. Little tip, set yourself an alarm.
Yeah.
You want to do it 10 times a day? Do it 10 times a day. Every
Yeah.
hour, get in and do 3 minutes of breathing. And I guarantee it'll change your life.
Something I always envision that I heard once is like you were talking about, like the first breath you were talking about is like when you take and get that long exhale. I always
Yes.
think about like a dog. So anyone that has a dog, when your dog lies down, notice what they do. They just like they just let out this epic long exhale, dude. Epic.
100%.
And it's just like I think about that every time because that's exactly what they're doing. They're regulating their nervous system every
Yes.
single time. Right.
Every time. And you can see how relaxed
Yes.
you're getting very quickly.
Yes.
So your inhale breath is sympathetic, or the gas pedal, or creating energy.
Mm.
And the exhale is the opposite, resting, relaxing, brake pedal. And so, just think about what you need, and you can regulate your nervous system, your energy, your anxiety, your stress based on what breathing exercise you're doing.
It's amazing. Thank you for
There's,
sharing that.
there's a million YouTube videos.
Yeah.
The cool thing that we both know is when you set an intention and you make it consistent, and you make it, especially in the beginning, short, sweet, and achievable, you're going to find all kinds of shit, and it'll just open the door for more.
Agreed. Take that first step and keep stepping. See what happens.
Yeah.
Um, Second question is, how do you stay open and loving when the world can sometimes feel heavy and cruel?
Know what you need. Know what the individual needs, um, to navigate the chaos. Know what you need. If you don't know what you need, find out what you need.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah.
know how to authentically communicate. So one thing that I'm really working on with Anissa is communicating when I'm having a shitty day,
Mm-hmm.
when I'm not my best, when I whatever, and then so first of all, I'm communicating the state I'm in, and then I'm requesting things from her. I'm not requiring things from her. I'm giving her requests. So then it's up to her to do those requests. But the more authentic I am about those two things, the more she's there to help me navigate those. So, letting people know it's if you have a very loving relationship with your partner, it's okay to be vulnerable and let them know, hey, look, I'm not in a good place right now.
Mm-hmm.
Can you be a little bit kinder to me? Can you do this, and this, whatever you need? So knowing what you really, you need, and then knowing what you can do internally to then get yourself back up.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
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 beautiful.
the answer for me.
That's beautiful, man. You hear it a lot, like in relationships. Oh, like, we need to communicate better. It's like, this is the perfect example of how to communicate better, right? A lot of people don't share their feelings. They don't share on a daily basis. Like, hey, like I woke up and I don't know why, but I'm just like low energy today. Like, can you kind of help me out a bit? Like simple things and not requiring it back from the other person. The cool thing is when you don't require it back from the other person and you just lead the way, pretty soon, dude, they're doing the exact same thing and they're letting you know what's going on. And it's really,
Mm-hmm.
really beautiful. You
Yeah.
know. Last question. If you could speak to your younger self, what loving wisdom would you like to leave in their hearts?
Mm.
Hmm.
You're safe. You're accepted. Fully accepted. You don't have to worry about what others think. Enjoy every fucking moment and keep being yourself.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. Is there is there anything you'd like to share? Is there anything you feel called to share before we wrap this up?
Mm. Man, I'm just pumped we did this.
Me too, man.
I'm pumped.
Me too,
Right before you got me on, Diego's texting me about going to Amsterdam,
man.
hard skills, and I'm just like, fuck, man, I got a good life.
You got a great life, dude. We got a
Yeah,
great life. Yeah, man.
yeah, man. It's gonna be a beautiful year. If any of your listeners want to get a hold of me, fucking reach out, man. If you have business questions or legal questions or kid questions or whatever.
Yeah,
I'm available. I love being open for people. I love creating these spaces like you do.
yeah.
If you have any good music, send it my way. I'll listen to it. And,
Insane.
and I love everybody that listens to this.
Yeah. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Again, appreciate you being here. Appreciate you sharing your story so authentically and vulnerably. And yeah, I'll see you soon, man.
Love you, brother.
Love you too.